Hi, in this video we're going to continue on the journey of the prior video, which was to show how we could automatically display cases underneath a region by automatically populating a region lookup field on our case object. So just to recap, on the account record here for Farmers Cooperative of Florida, there is a region field with the value West in it. And if we drill into the region lookup here for the West region, you can see that now, in addition to just having accounts which are part of region West, we can see cases that were logged underneath accounts who had the region of West. So Lookup Helper will allow you to basically display any related list of information wherever you want in Salesforce. And in this video, we're going to show you now the power of Rollup Helper working in concert with Lookup Helper. So once we have that case automatically parked in the lookup automatically set for a region on case, we can now do rollups. So for example, let's say we wanted to do a rollup of the number of closed cases this quarter for the region. We can now do that. So to do that, you would just create a new field, and we'll call this, I guess, this will be a number field, and we'll just call it number of closed cases, and we'll look at it for just this quarter. And I'll go ahead and accept all the defaults and save that value, and then we can go to Rollup Helper and select to our destination object, which in this case is going to be region. And then we'll select the field that we created that stores the rollup results on the region object, which is a number of closed cases this quarter. And we'll select the child object, which is case. And what we'll want to do is, anytime you're counting cases, we recommend selecting the deleted field and then count. So by default, we will count all active records or all non-deleted records. And since we want to count closed cases, we want to apply a filter. We're going to go ahead and create a new filter, and we'll call this closed cases this quarter. And then down in step 3, specify filter criteria, we'll want to select closed equals true, and click submit. And what that'll do is it'll save that filter criteria here. Is closed equals true, because we want closed cases, not all cases. And then we want to also look at the close date and make sure the close date falls within this quarter, the current quarter. I'm going to go ahead and click submit there, and you'll see that that's now been added to the criteria here. You'll also see that this is for all conditions. They all must be true in order for this value to roll up. Otherwise, it won't roll up. You can also change the filter logic if you want to add Boolean logic. But I'm going to go ahead and click Save here. Once I click Save, the rollup is basically set with a filter, and then I just need to hit Save to save it. Now, if I have Rollup Helper Enterprise Edition, which enables real-time capability, I can actually go to the Enable Real-Time tab and verify that I've got the case object set up as real-time. So if you see the check mark here, that means any rollups that you have on the case object can roll up in real-time. So we're all set to test this out now. Basically, things will run in real-time now. So if I go now to my West region, let's say I'm gonna go ahead and just right now there's no closed cases this quarter, but let's say I want to go ahead and close this case out. So let's see here. I want to mark it closed, and the date's going to be today on May 16th, so it'll fall within the current quarter. So I'm going to just go ahead and just put a couple fields in here to close out the case, hit save, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to the West region. And you'll see now that the number of closed cases this quarter is 1. So we've kind of covered kind of both sides of the story now, how you can automatically link cases to your regions and automatically set a lookup relationship, and then once you have that relationship established, you can now do rollups from the related list. In this case, cases up to the region. So if you're a service agent or manager, you can now monitor kind of what's going on from a customer support perspective at the region level as well. It's also important to note that for this roll-up to work, since we applied a filter of current quarter, every quarter that comes by, this quarter will no longer become the current quarter; it will become the oldest quarter. So you have to run a roll-up at least once a month to check, is this roll-up, does it still matter? Is it now last quarter versus the current quarter? So we recommend that any roll-ups that you do always have a scheduled component to it if it's using a date-based criteria like current quarter. So what you'll want to do is you want to go to your rollups list and just make sure that you have that established here. So I'm going to just go to case closed, number of closed cases this quarter roll-up, and if you scroll to the left, actually if you scroll to the right, you want to click into schedule, and you'll want to make sure that you have a schedule set. So just set an active schedule. Generally, you'd want to repeat it for all of your records. So I would put in, let's say, every month I want to do a run for all of my region records. I'd put in, like, let's say 500 here because that's all of them. I want all 500 of my regions, or however many regions I have. In this case, it's actually one or two or three, small amount. But basically, I would want all of my cases to roll up on a monthly basis to check if it's still the current quarter. So I will go ahead and save this roll up to run every month just to make sure that it meets the criteria. So that is a required step if you're using date fields, filtering on dynamic date functions in your roll-up filters. That's all that really have to worry about at this point. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us at support@passagetech.com or go to the Rollup Helper chatter group that we have on success.salesforce.com. Thank you.